Hi everyone, I'm Evan Conroy with Conroy Law. Today we're going to discuss radon and its impact on community associations. What is radon? Radon comes from the natural breakdown of uranium found in ground throughout the United States. Radon gas can get into any type of building and can travel up through the ground and enter into homes through the flooring and foundation. High concentrations of radon can cause cancer. Unfortunately, you cannot smell, see, or taste radon, and so special tests have to be used to see if dangerous levels of radon are in someone's home. There are various types of radon testing which can be divided into two broad categories, short-term and long-term test. Short-term testing equipment is placed in a home from 2 to 90 days, whereas long-term testing equipment is going to be left in a home for over 90 days. Oftentimes, the initial test performed for a home's radon levels will be that short-term test. If the radon detected from that short test is greater than what the EPA says is safe, then it's probably a good idea to do a long-term test. This is because radon levels tend to vary from day to day and season to season, and so one test showing high levels of radon may not accurately show the average amount of radon typically found in the home. If additional testing confirms that there are high levels of radon, the next step is to explore how to reduce radon levels. Also, if you're in a community association with common property near the affected area, you should figure out who is responsible for having the remediation work done. It's not always intuitive. For owners of single-family detached homes, the burden will generally fall on the affected owners, as they will usually be responsible for maintaining and repairing most, if not all, the structures on their property. However, since every set of governing documents is different, a homeowners association board approached by a concerned owner should confirm that the association is not responsible for the mitigation work by reviewing their governing documents regarding maintenance and repair covenants. For townhome style developments and condominiums, you're definitely going to need to review your governing documents to figure out who is responsible for reducing radon levels. This makes sense given that these types of community associations are generally responsible for maintaining and repairing more of the property within the condominium or community development, and the units are closer to one another. For example, the association would very likely be the party responsible for mitigating high radon levels found in the common elements or the common property, such as within crawl spaces maintained by the association. The association is not always responsible for the mitigation cost for these types of communities, though. If elevated levels of radon gas are found within the owner's unit, and the association did not cause the increase in radon gas by failing to address cracks or defects in the foundation or other structural components that the association may be required to maintain, then the owner will likely be the party that will ultimately be responsible for paying for the mitigation cost. This may seem counterintuitive, as the gas may have passed through the building materials that fall under the association's maintenance responsibility before entering the unit. However, again, assuming those structural components are not damaged, in a state of disrepair, or were defectively constructed, there likely would have been nothing the association could have done to prevent the underground natural process of the radon exiting the soil and entering the building. Additionally, governing documents often provide that the owner is responsible for maintaining all portions of the unit's airspace. Consequently, the owner in such a case would likely be responsible for the mitigation cost. That being said, the association's board should still thoroughly review its governing documents to confirm responsibility. The board should also review the contractor's reports to ensure that the radon gas is not coming from property maintained by the association, and the radon is not present in the unit due to association's failure to repair or maintain common elements. The association should also take strides to ensure that high levels of radon gas are not also found on or around the common elements or common property under the association's authority. If so, the association's board should explore reducing the radon levels. Now let's talk about fixing the problem of having high levels of radon. For townhome style developments and condominiums, the association should work with the affected owner, as the mitigation method will likely require modification of the common property. Like other types of repair work, the association should get multiple quotes to ensure a cost-effective option is chosen, as there can be more than one mitigation option available. In some instances, a simple ventilation system can be installed to vent the gas out of the unit. By working with the affected owner through the mitigation process, the association will help those occupying the affected unit avoid adverse health effects associated with exposure to high radon levels, help ensure that the unit remains marketable, and help ensure that the mitigation work does not have a negative impact on other units. Additionally, it will also help the association be prepared in the event another unit or portions of the common elements or common property are found to have high levels of radon. In the event that high levels of radon are found throughout the community, or if the parties cannot resolve the issue amicably, the association should consult with an attorney experienced in such matters. The association should also consult with legal counsel if its board becomes aware of high radon levels within a unit that are not being timely addressed by the affected owner, as a proactive approach by the board may help limit the negative future effects of the high radon levels on the development. Working together, owners and their associations can often resolve such matters without litigation or ongoing hard feelings between the neighbors. Thank you for taking time to listen to our video on radon and its impact on community associations. I hope you have a great day.